is I'm going to check under the truck in 3 spots, make sure there's no leaks in the front, middle, and back. I will check the posture of the truck, make sure it's not leaning left or right. We'll check my frame in 3 places, make sure it's not been broken or damaged. Attached to the truck securely, no excessive rust, no illegal welds. I'm going to check my mirror mounts, make sure they're mounted to the truck securely, there's no missing nuts or bolts. It is not been broken or damaged. Check my door, make sure it's in good condition and there's no rusted hose. Door handle works properly, it opens and closes properly. Check my weather stripping, make sure it's secured to the truck, it's not dry rotted, it's in good condition. Check my mirror check my hinges, they're mounted to the truck securely, they're not bent, broken, or damaged, the pins are in place. Next I'll check my steps, make sure they're not bent, broken, or damaged, no excessive rust, no missing nuts or bolts. Now I'm going to check my tailgate latch, make sure it's mounted to the truck securely. It's not been broken or damaged, there's no missing nuts or bolts. It's secured to the truck with the safety chain. I'll check my marker lights. They're mounted to the truck securely. They're not been broken or damaged. The front one is proper color amber, the back one is proper color red. I'll check my mud flap or splice guard is mounted to the truck securely. It's not been broken or damaged. It is not missing any nuts or bolts. It's 8 to 10 inches off the ground. Now I'm going to check my suspension. Mounts and hangers are mounted to the truck securely. They're not bent, broken, or damaged, not missing any nuts or bolts. The rubber bushing is in place. My leaf springs are mounted to the truck securely. They're not shifted, cracked, or damaged. I'm going to go back here and check my U-bolts. They're mounted to the truck securely. They're not missing any nuts or bolts. They're not bent, broken, or damaged. And I would also check my shock absorber. It's mounted to the truck securely, not bent, broken, or damaged. Not missing any nuts or bolts. It's not leaking. I'll check my drive shaft. It is not bent, broken, or damaged. It is mounted to the truck securely. The U-joints are in good condition. It's not missing any nuts or bolts. There's no debris or foreign objects wrapped around it. Now I'm going to check my brakes. My brake chamber is mounted to the truck securely. It's not missing any nuts or bolts. The ring is secure and in place. It's not leaking. My brake hose is mounted to the truck securely. No leaks, cracks, or wear. My ABS wire is mounted to the truck securely. It is not cut or frayed and has a good connection. And you can't see it, but I would check it's under here. I would check my slack adjuster and push rod and make sure they're not bent, broken, or damaged, and the Carter keys and bolts are in place. There's no more than an inch of slack with the brakes released. My inner and outer brake drums are mounted to the truck securely. I would make sure they're not bent, broken, or damaged and have no illegal welds. My brake linings are not worn dangerously thin and there is no grease, oil, or debris. Now I'll check my tires, both tires. I check the bud spacing, make sure there's no debris inside of it, and make sure I had the proper spacing. Check the inner and outer tire walls, make sure there's no cuts, gouges, or bulges. And check my tread, make sure there's no less than 2/32 tread and is evenly worn. Now I would check my rim, make sure it's not bent, broken, or damaged. There's no illegal welds. It has a good bead around the rim of the tire. My lug nuts are mounted to the truck securely. There's no shiny spots indicating looseness, no rust trails. My valve stem is not bent, broken, or damaged. It is where I would add air up to 110 psi. My inner and outer hub seals are mounted to the truck securely, no missing nuts or bolts. They have the proper fluid level, they're not leaking. Now I'm going to do my tailgate. My tailgate pin is mounted to the truck securely, it's not being broken or damaged. Tailgate latch is mounted to the truck securely, it's not being broken or damaged, there's no cracked welds. My tailgate itself is mounted to the truck securely, has no rusted holes. My tailgate chains are mounted to the truck securely, there's no missing nuts or bolts, no stretched links. My tail lights, my brake lights are mounted to the truck securely, proper color red, not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. Proper color amber, not cracked, broken, damaged, or missing. Of course, here we got there's a better picture of the drive shaft. We already did it on the other side. And here's the exhaust. It's mounted to the truck securely. It's not being broken or damaged. There's no black soot trails indicating leaks. All the clamps are in place. It's secured. No missing nuts or bolts. My fuel tank's mounted to the truck securely. There's no shiny spots at the straps indicating looseness. My fuel cap is in place and secured. My cables are mounted to the tank securely. No cuts or frays. Have good connection, and my hoses have no leaks, cracks, or wears.